So it may only be the second episode of a series, but we could be winning silverware in this episode. We've got the French equivalent of the Community Shield coming up, so we're playing Monaco today in that, and then we've got Amiens, who are the newly promoted side from the second division last season, so we're playing those in our first game of the season. It's all to play for, and we made a big money transfer as well, so hopefully you'll be keen with who I've signed as well.
1, 2, 3.
Dans les campagnes, murgir ses forces soldats.
Hello and welcome back to the Money Bags. Today we are playing Monaco in the Trophee des Champions, or words to that effect, and then we're playing Amiens in Ligue 1, the first game of the season. So since you were last here, I've played the whole pre-season. We've done fairly well, and I've been exploring some of the new features as well, things like that. So I think I'm at a better judgment now to sort of make some comments on the game, and I'd like to hear your feedback as well. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking about the game, and how you found these new systems as well, because some of them I found quite useful, some of them I found a bit annoying, some I found a bit like, well, they're there, but are they actually that good? The main thing is dynamics. Like, I like the system, I like how it's in place. I really like this whole hierarchy, social groups thing. I think it will, once the season gets going, it will get more and more important, especially when you make lots of signings, for example. But at the moment, for me, in this pre-season, it's just been there. I've not had to use it that much. I mean, obviously, we're doing quite well in dressing room atmosphere and match cohesion. Managerial support, I'm not entirely sure how I improved that. It's average at the moment. Everything else has improved, but I think as the season goes on, I'll discover more how to do this. But at the moment, I'm not finding it all that useful, but it is quite nice to see. And, I like this feedback. It makes it a bit more realistic, I think. So I'm quite a big fan of that. But also not to use the medical room too much. However, a lot of my players are now at high injury risk because apparently I played quite a aggressive formation and tactics, apparently, workloads and matches and things like that, so maybe I need to tone that down a little bit. I've tried that before, but we're still at high injury risk even though I've toned it down a little bit, which is a little bit annoying. And as you may experience in your own saves, I've had a few injuries and a few long-term injuries, which is a little bit annoying because, I mean, I don't know how to negate it really. The training workload is currently light as well, so I don't know why we've got such high injury risks. Obviously it will work out at some point. I mean, there could be bugs in this, I don't know, it's a beta still, so there could still be bugs that just say everyone's got a high injury risk, who knows. But I think as we progress more, we'll discover more about that. Right, we've made one big signing then, and if we look here and we'll try and find our transfer history, you can see it here. We bought Juan Mata in from Manchester United for a grand sum of £40 million. However, he is subject to a 2-month injury because he played a game, got injured, and was out for 2 months. In fact, he did it in training actually. There must be a way to see it. In fact, if we go back to the injury thing, current injuries, we can see it here. Juan Mata, torn abdominal muscle. He's currently out for the 7 weeks, but it's quite a while. He's missed the whole pre-season and we're going to miss him quite a bit. Lucas Moura also out, but we don't care about him too much. He's only a rotation player. So when Juan Mata is back, he'll be a key player for us, but right now, don't expect to see him. Now, of course, if you watched the trailer for this, then you'll have heard in the news section with the US Soccer Federation Association news, something like that.
Chase Dingleheimer here.
Oi, not now. We don't need you now. You can come back in a few episodes' time, but you're taking my limelight. You're not welcome here yet. In this little scenario we've sort of got going on, because I've come in because they're paying me my student loan, essentially, because they paid too much for Neymar, essentially. That's what the scenario is here. We need to get rid of players. I did try selling Cavani. He wasn't very happy with it, but he's sort of cooled off from that. I mean, he's kind of happy now, because I did it like as soon as the last episode finished, tried to sell him. No one wanted him, purely because no one was going to pay 50+ million for him, and no one wanted to pay his wages, so we're kind of stuck with him, which isn't a bad thing because he's a great striker, but I thought it'd make it a bit more interesting if we sold him on. But currently, as it stands, Cavani is staying, so we may have to change the whole niche thing of it, of trying to sell loads of players and instead literally just buy everyone and just try and get into massive amounts of debt, because why not, really? Either way, we are playing Monaco tonight, and now we've got a tactical briefing to do. Now, this is a new feature that's come in, and they're quite interesting. I like this idea. It makes it more realistic. You can see the strength of the pitch, the weaknesses of the pitch. You can see more of that in your tactics screen. Your partnerships here, which at the moment, all of them, literally all the time, just say it's an untested partnership. They need more time. So that's what all these say, basically. But we'll hold the briefing. As you can see, our biggest positive is we scored 10 of 16 goals in the area, basically. 10 of the 16 goals been in the area. And we've had 34 shots from outside the penalty area and scored none. So, and this is what I mean, because this has actually helped me develop a tactic. Now, if we have a look at our schedule, where's the schedule? Genuinely can't find the schedule. Here it is. The first 3 games, 1-1, rubbish, 2-1, rubbish, 2-1, rubbish. I noticed in the team briefings that they said, oh look, the analysis was that we've taken too many long shots, we're not scoring them. So instead we switched from nothing, essentially, to work the ball into the box, and now we're suddenly scored 11 goals in the past 2 games. So it's handy, this is. I like this. It's really making a big impact. It already has for me, so I like this. Even though we're still attempting long shots, we're actually working the ball into the box more and getting more goals like that. So that's quite nice. In terms of the team briefings, I'm still not really sure what to say in them. Essentially, I'm still trying to learn. I'm learning at the moment by just handing it over to my assistant. He always says we're going to build familiarity with the formation. They always have agreed with that, and he says different things like patience is key. Don't force the passage. That's a new thing. I don't even know where that is, but there was little reaction there. As you can see, these links basically say untested partnership there, untested partnership there as well, untested partnership up there. Exactly, all untested partnerships. But it does say that these two are in perfect position. So are these two, and these two have to work on a little bit more. The areas which are more green are basically, it says that the right backs and left backs are very suited to their position. Same with Neymar and Mbappe. This area is green because Mbappe gets there to cross the ball in. The 3 area in red here is because we don't have a defensive midfielder, and the game just seems to think I need to have one. But the results don't seem to suggest that I do at the moment, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to have a little team talk as well, though. I'm going to say we're going for attacking mentality against Monaco because we should be familiar with it by now. As you can see, our tactical familiarity is very good, so we'll say that. And they agree with me, so that's quite nice. I assume that has an effect on morale, which I think is a good thing. I like that. We'll say something else as well. We'll say, be more expressive. I want to see you express yourselves out there. Little reaction from the squad. So I'm still learning what kind of makes sense and when to use things, but that's kind of what this team briefing is, and I really like it. It's a really nice addition to the game, actually. So we'll end the meeting there, and we'll continue on to the game. So this is the new match preview screen, very, very similar. I like how they've got the kits here. That's quite cool to see. Obviously, if you don't have the actual kits in. I've not downloaded any kit packs yet. I will do when they actually come out. I don't think they're out yet, and logo packs and things like that. But the French League is licensed on here, so it's nice to see these kits here looking very nice. As you can see, we are favourites to win it. It really actually is quite nice and clean. I like how all the information is very clearly laid out. You can see the nice information, so I'm a big fan of it, to be fair. If we go to the team selection now, this is a screen that I just don't like. Really, I mean, if I wanted to use this, I have to reduce that, and then I can use that, but then I have to expand it and then do that, press that thing, and then I can get what I actually want. Because this is what I liked in the old games. You had your players, and you could have a lot more information than what is there. You could have your tactics screen, and then this bit was at the top, so it had a lot more space. It just feels, it's nice in the term that it's quite modular. You can move things around, but I don't think it works all that well at the moment. So that's kind of where I'm getting a little bit frustrated with things at the moment. Especially if I have it as this screen, I scroll down here. I mean, I've got my players here. I know what their condition is, but I don't know what position they're playing in. I know Angel Di Maria is obviously a winger and things like that, but is he more better on the left or the right? That's kind of what I'm a bit annoyed about. I will make a few changes to the line though as we go up, but this is generally what's going to be the strongest lineup I think going forward. Of course, Areola is in the goal. He is probably the best goalkeeper we've got at the club. Kozawa at left back, he's pretty decent to be fair. Thiago Silva and Marquinhos are the best ones, although I like Kimpembe. He'll be playing quite a bit this season. And actually looking at this, I'm tempted to just play him to the Marquinhos this game because he's slightly fitter. So if we swap those over, I'm happy to play Kimpembe there actually. He also likes to be a ball playing midfielder. I'm messing things up a little bit here now by just altering that completely. We may now lose to Monaco because of that, but we'll give Kimpembe a go. I like Dani Alves on the right hand side. He's obviously the best right back to go for. Verratti is our attacking playmaker, and normally in alongside him we'll have Lucas Moura. I think will probably be the guy we'll go for. In fact, probably Pastore, either one of those two, ahead of Rabiot. But I'm quite happy to let them battle it out. Rabiot has been playing great in pre-season anyway, so that's fine by me. Of course, Neymar and Mbappe on the wings, no other combination possible. They're staying there the entire series. We're going to bring Pastore on, though, instead of this guy, Lo Celso, purely because Pastore is better. And then up top, we've got Edison Cavani, obviously the main man we've got because we can't really get rid of him, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, I like him, but for this season to work for me in my head, I thought we'd get rid of some big players, but I haven't really done that yet, which is kind of my fault, kind of not my fault, but we'll just see what happens as we go forward, I guess. Right, then let's submit that team then, and we selected 3 subs outside the match tactics, and that's something I didn't realise there. So if we just go back to this, I mean, I want to, if we just unpin that, reduce that, now we can see this whole thing, and we can see positions. Goalkeeper, obviously, Marquinhos obviously is a big player. I like to have it in order of like positions, so we'll get a left back on there as well. Thiago Motta as well can play midfield, defensive midfield if we need him. Di Maria, that's fine, he can stay. Jaxler can stay there. We'll bring Nkuku on as well for Ben Arthur. And then Munaye, we'll need him all that much. Hassan Ben Arfa, actually, we might need him because he's the only striker we've got on the bench, really. So I think that's what we'll go for. Munayer and Celso, unfortunately, not making it. We'll submit that team, and yes, we're very happy to proceed there. Now, this is the new thing as well. I like this. This is actually quite cool. You've got the 3D engine in the background, and we've got the tactics up here. That's kind of cool. The commentary sort of goes on down here saying who's going to be good, who's going to be bad. That's quite nice. We go to the dressing room, and we've got this new look at the team talk, which is alright. I kind of prefer the older one in terms of it's a bit easier than having to click on that and then click what you want passionately, things like that. So we're going to go passionately. Fans have been fantastic. They pay your wages. Go and win the trophy for them. No one really cares. No one ever really does, if I'm honest with you. And that's fine by me. So let's go to kickoff. Now, we are playing on a 2D pitch. The introduction is in this 3D thing here, but we play on a 2D pitch purely because, as you can see here, my laptop isn't the best graphically. So I think for a better visual presentation and to make it look a bit nicer, I think the 2D looks better than rather having some like really pixelated things run around the pitch in 3D. I mean, it looks, if I had a high-end computer, I'd probably play in 3D on high settings and things like that. But as things stand, bloody hell, look at that pitch. Jeez, that is a bright, bright pitch. I mean, where is the ball? Neymar's got it. I genuinely couldn't see the ball, and honestly couldn't see it. So that's why I'm playing on a 2D pitch. I hope you don't mind. I think I prefer it anyway, really. It's a bit easier to see things, as we have an early chance there going forward. Now, obviously, you can see this has all changed. We'll play this highlight first. It could be a goal for us, which would be nice. Verratti through to Cavani, and Cavani plays it back to Verratti. Verratti through to Rabiot. Pastore out to Dani Alves, who can whip across it himself. Dani Alves puts the ball into Mbappe. Mbappe once again out to Neymar at the back post, and he hits the post. That's unfortunate. Let's pause the game here quickly, though. Let's talk about this. I like it in terms of it fills the whole screen. The old one didn't, obviously. So you've got more real estate. What I don't like is there's no thing on here. I don't know why I'm pointing. I need to do it with the mouse. Nothing on here tells me how tired my players are. I don't like that. I think that's a bug at the moment because on here you can go to show player condition during match. You tick that. Nothing changes and it goes unticked again when you go back into settings. I think that's a bit of a bug at the moment. That's, to be expected in the beta. What I'm not a huge fan of is why have I got Monaco stuff here? I mean, I don't care about Monaco. I care about my players. I'd rather have this middle section go to the end here and I just have loads of information about my players and things like that. I don't really care about Monaco. Not a fan. I like these bits in the middle though. That's really cool to see. I like the focus of attack as well. That's quite interesting as well. Really helps you out defensively, especially I think. Recent events are kind of cool. Match stats are important. I like that. The only way it would be improved, I think, is obviously, as I said, get rid of the Monaco and just extend it. And then also make the background of these a bit darker because it does blend in with the pitch a little bit. And I don't really like that at all. I like this bit up here, the analysis screen. That's very, very useful, especially when you get later onto the game and your assistant's saying, do this, do that. That's really useful. And the updates, I guess, is where you get your latest scores and league tables and things like that. If you go back to the pitch and press play, though, I don't think you can get league tables up on the side anymore. Obviously, in the old game, you can have a league table on one side and latest scores or match facts and things like that. I don't think you can get like latest score anymore. If you pause the game, this is the thing where you get it. So I can get latest scores up here. Look, I have to move the thing out of the way. This is kind of cool. It's sort of just make a quick substitute, team talk, things like that. That's kind of cool. You can get latest score still. I like that. That's cool. If we go back to it though, I can't see league table on here anymore, which is annoying. And maybe it's because I'm not in the league. That's fair enough. If I'm not in the league match, why show it? But I do like having my league table along the side, especially as we get later on in the season. And currently, it's not an update. You get latest scores and latest events, but no league table. So maybe that does change at some point. I don't know. Anyway, on with the highlight now. Rabiot on the ball, plays it out towards Dani Alves on that right-hand side. I've said it as if he's going to do it. He hasn't done that at all. Mbappe gets the ball instead on the edge of the area. Neymar's shot is saved by the goalkeeper, and it looks like Monaco are going to clear it. But as things stand, we've had the better chances, and they can see why the stats are all over them. Keita Baldi has been tackled there for Monaco, but Verratti loses the ball himself, actually, and it's been played back to the goalkeeper eventually. This pitch is so bright. Obviously, this is the bug as well. This will change come the full game. Also, the ball, if you notice, it just spins uncontrollably in this 2D engine. Like, it's static in the keeper's hands, but it's just rolling ridiculously. It's kind of funny, actually. I think they have updated this 2D engine, though. You could probably see it before, but I only noticed, like, in the first game, like, you can actually see the feet of the players quite easily, which I kind of like. It kind of makes it a bit easier when you're analysing things like, why has he not scored there? When now you can actually see, he's facing the wrong way because his feet are pointing the other way, for example. Cavani on the ball then, coming up to the edge of the area, plays out towards Mbappe, who gets himself in there, has a shot from the edge of the 6-yard box, but the Monaco goalkeeper is really staying up to date. Neymar's corner comes in and fallen kindly actually to our players. Pastore's shot once again saved by the goalkeeper. Really doing some great stuff. And now we can see here on the analysis bit, there's a little asterisk next to it. So we can go here, and apparently it says here, Jovetic is a threat, so we can mark Jovetic always. We'll make that change. And this has come up quite a lot. We're winning our fair share of headers. We need to cross it more. So we'll just do that, put no crosses in, and hopefully that will help us out. So fingers crossed this will actually be more useful in getting a good result in the game. Mbappe on the ball then, coming forward, just half an hour into this game now. Cavani on the ball, played through to Pastore. Pastore's not got an awful lot of help around him, but he's taking on the men comfortably. Gets tackled though, unfortunately, by the last man, I think, and it's gone back to the Monaco goalkeeper, who's cleared it right up the pitch to Boldy. Boldy always turned out to be a very good player in FM18. It'll be interesting to see if he does the same thing here with Monaco. Kimpembe puts in a decent tackle, but it goes straight to Boldy, and now Kimpembe's caught out of position slightly, but Thiago Silva's there to cover him, but the ball is still coming forward. Jovetic on the ball, he's been marked, his shot is saved comfortably though by Areola. Now obviously this is probably going to be the hardest test we've had so far. Most of our challenges in pre-season weren't particularly challenges, they were against lesser teams in a way. Monaco probably the second best team in France after us. Maybe Marseille will be up there as well. I'd probably put Marseille maybe even slightly ahead of Monaco now actually. I think Monaco, after they've lost some decent players this past season or so, I reckon Marseille could be able to take them this season. We've now reached half time, and I like this little thing here as well. It's kind of cool actually. You see your match stats, your team analysis and best performers. I mean, it's just a nice addition, isn't it? It gives you a bit more information as well. It's cool, I like it, so I'm all in favour for it. We've had some good number of touches in the penalty area, things like that. We've struggled for possession though, so a point we need to work on, for example. We can talk about that in the next meetings and things like that. So it's cool to see this. I do like it. It's pretty decent. Also very interesting how the positive atmosphere suddenly disappears when I enter the room and they're disinterested in what I have to say. We're going to go passionate, and we're going to go... It's time to dig in and give everything you've got to win this match. Let's see what we can do. No one really actually cared. We'll hand over to the assistant, see what he has to say. He said nothing, so there we go. In fact, Cavani's actually got a down thumb, so that's good news, isn't it? Well, we're 60 minutes into the game now, and nothing has happened in the second half yet, so I think this is where we're going to bring in tactical changes. Now, I don't like this new tactics screen, really. It doesn't really show me an awful lot. I want to see numbers. I want to see actual numbers of how good players are. You can see a lot on the list there, but then when you bring players on, you can't actually see how well suited they are. I mean, I just prefer the old system, really. The old system is better, in my opinion. Neymar played woefully on his debut, so we're going to take him off, and we're going to bring on Julian Draxler instead. Rabiot also looking very tired, so we'll take him off, and we'll bring Thiago Motta on, I think. That is potentially the best move we can make. Motta, not best suited to that position. In fact, he's not really suited an awful lot to many central midfield positions. We'll put him on defend on just central midfield. Draxler very happy as an inside forward, so we'll leave it like that. We'll confirm those changes, and hopefully that will change the game for us. But currently, nothing much has happened in the second half. As now Monaco been put forward. Dani Alves makes a huge tackle though, and that's a corner kick for Monaco. We're going to have a little team talk as well. We can issue a shout. There we go, a shout. So we're going to encourage... I assume it's just done it. I've not done all those yet. I've not pressed confirm. I think it's just done it to encourage everyone. So, I mean, hopefully that changes the things. I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm honest with you. I also reckon we go overload as well. I think that is possibly the best thing to do. That's fluid. This little thing is quite handy for little quick things up here. So we can switch to overload now. That's done. And everyone's happy with that. So the last 10 minutes or so, we need to grab a goal. But nothing is really happening. If we just pause it game quickly... if we go to demand more, we can click on Cavani and do demand more from him, because he's not doing much at all. Play the game, hope in his last 5 minutes he'll grab himself a goal and we'll all be happy. But as the clock ticks down, it's looking like we're going to extra time, and I'm very aware this is going to be a very long episode, so I'll try and be quick with it, especially coming towards the second game as well. The game is now coming to a close. As one final highlight, Traore is in trouble. He's got his yellow card. Adama Traore picking up a yellow card. If we can score from his free kick, I'll be over the moon. Dani Alves to take it, puts it out towards Draxler. Draxler through to Motta. Motta tackled in the area, and that is going to be that as far as I'm aware. I think we're going to extra time by the looks of things. The throw is going to be taken, and actually, is it going to be taken? It is going to be taken, and that's it's penalties. Oh my goodness, it's straight away onto penalties. Really not what I expected there. We'll just go with this because it looks fair enough to me. We'll swap Mbappe and Verratti around though, if we can do that. We can't. Oh, we have to auto pick. I'll auto pick. That's fine. That looks fine by me. Let's send them forward. I mean, this really does actually. This is a bit scary now because everyone's going to want me to win. You know, I'm expected to win this. Cavani's penalty is saved, of course. Fantastic. Fabinho is now taking his penalty for Monaco. What's he going to do? He misses it. Blimey, that was actually an awful penalty. Verratti now taking it. It'll be interesting to see if this is done in the ABAB or ABBA style, as Verratti's penalty is saved as well. Jeez. Stefan Jovetic now taking his penalty. Come on then. What's going to happen here? Jovetic shoots, scores. Not what we wanted. Mbappe, you're our man now. Please do it for us. Mbappe steps up, takes it. How is this goalkeeper saving all the penalties? How? I'm going to report this as a bug, I think, because this is not meant to be happening. Boldy scores his penalty, and now we just have to score to stay in the game. I mean, this was not what the doctor ordered. I don't understand what has happened. Alright, Dani Alves steps up to take it, to keep us in the game. Genuinely, how has their goalkeeper saved every single penalty? I mean, this is quite cool, but it takes nothing away from the fact that we've just had 4 penalties saved. Obviously, their goalkeeper is very good, and we've just not very good at penalties, but I feel like I want to report that as a bug. Also, I like how half the pitch is covered in confetti, the other half isn't. Dressing room. Jeez, we're going to go aggressive here. Aggressive, you're not good enough tonight. And they've reacted very, very well to that. So, disappointed losing that. Neymar, awful, that whole game. So, maybe we sell him for 200 million. You know, if he's not going to be any good, let's get him on his way, shall we? Well, there you go. Monaco lift the trophy. All our penalties missed and Boldy scoring. So that's great. We've received £60,000 for that. That's a drop in the ocean for us. Not really much at all. Alves on form. That's nice to see. I'm just disappointed with that, if I'm honest with you. Now, I'm very, very aware this has been quite a long episode, so I think what we'll do is we'll have a double upload day. We'll release this one because it's been a little while taking this, so we'll release this game because it's been very, very long, and then Amiens will be later on this evening, so we'll play Amiens later on. So just to sort of break it down so it's a bit more manageable for you rather than sitting through like a half-hour, 40-minute video, we'll play the next game later on. So I will see you in a little while.
Jusque dans vos bras, égorgez vos fils, vos campagnes. Je veux cet ordre esclave de traite et de roi conjuré. Pour qui cet ignoble d'entrave sait faire des longtemps préparés. Des cohortes étrangères feraient la loi dans nos foyers.